Last week I had the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to play Nick Drake's Martin 0028, the very guitar that he recorded his final sessions on, including the wonderful song Black Eyed Dog.
Black eyed dog, he called at my door. Black eyed dog, he called for more. Black eyed dog, he knew my name. Black eyed dog, he knew my name. I'm growing old and I wanna go home. I'm growing old and I don't wanna know. I'm growing old and I wanna go home.
We had permission to use the guitar from the Nick Drake estate, who had very kindly brought it along to the festival as part of something that we called Second Cousins, which was a stage I was curating to commemorate the 60th anniversary of Les Cousins. Les Cousins was one of the few places that Nick played during his lifetime. I was overwhelmed to see the guitar, and especially overwhelmed actually to see the poncho kind of rug thing that he wore in those famous woodland photos. Callie from the Nick Drake estate very quietly came in and started hanging it up on the wall, and I have to say I had a huge lump in my throat as I realised what it was. I couldn't hold myself back from playing the guitar itself, obviously. It was, as some people have suggested on my other video, a bit like holding a holy relic. Given that I knew the provenance of the guitar, that it had been used in the February 1973 sessions that ultimately led to 4 songs released separately to his original 3 albums, I knew that Black Eyed Dog was a song that I wanted to play on it. The trouble was, I'd never played it properly before. I'd messed around with it once or twice in my room, but I'd never really worked it out in terms of its proper tunings and that kind of thing. While Nick's old friend Steve Tilston played on the stage, I grabbed the guitar from its stand, took it around the back of the building, and had a listen to Black Eyed Dog on my phone, just to see if I could work out what was going on. I had about 20 minutes to put together a version, and I freely admit I got it wrong. I didn't play it exactly right. However, given that it was 20 minutes and it was a kind of approximation, and I was essentially holding a holy relic, I think I didn't do too badly. What it did lead me to think, though, is that other people probably would like to learn how to play Black Eyed Dog. So I've been having a look at it over the last few days. Clearly, I'm not using Nick's original guitar for this video. I don't have permission to keep hold of it all the time. So I'm using my very trusty Atkin OM28, which actually has a very similar sound to the Nick guitar. I was going to sell this guitar. I'm very glad that I didn't. It's a beautiful, beautiful instrument, and I highly recommend it to other people who are trying out that kind of sort of late 60s, early 70s fingerpicking style. The first thing we need to do is get it into its proper tuning. Nick Drake was famous for using alternative tunings, often of his own invention. This one is G, G, D, G, B, D. So that's quite an interesting tuning. So basically we're taking this one up from an E until it's matching that string there, and that string's not an A, it's tuned down to a G. So once again, G, G, D, G, B, D. Straight away, what was interesting to me was that as soon as I had it in that tuning, the first notes are obvious, aren't they? But they're clearly played in a slightly different way. So I was messing around like that, trying to find where it was. And I thought it's clearly a harmonic, so it's going to be at the 12th fret. And as soon as I started playing it at the 12th fret, it was like the guitar opened up its secrets, and there the song was. So there it is, very light harmonics, just your finger lightly brushing the tops of the strings at the 12th fret. I'm pretty sure he was using fingers rather than a pick. Pick would be slightly too aggressive on this, so I'm using my slightly elongated fingernail. And obviously you can't keep those harmonics going throughout the song. He doesn't do that. He starts playing straight after that. So we're starting off here. So I'm playing actual full notes rather than harmonics. We're going down to the 10th and 9th, 10th, and sliding up to the 12th fret again on that third string, what would normally be the D string. And it's very easy from here on in. So we're following that initial motif again. 10, always staying on that D string. 10, 10, 10, 9, open, 4th and 5th. So I'm going to play that at speed for you. So he starts the song off in that very stretched, elastic, legato kind of way. So there's no real meter to what's going on. You're just sort of feeling out the tune. Just building up the tension, really. And then he gets into the riff mainly by introducing this kind of rhythm. And he's doing this back in the harmonic again. So what we're doing there, harmonic on the what would be the E string and the A string and the D string, so those bottom three strings, and you're playing the rhythm on that D string. That D string's doing a lot of work in this song. So again, using those same structures, same build, but we're starting to put a bit of a rhythm behind it. And to get that kind of Nick Drakey feel, you put the emphasis on certain notes, a little bit of pressure on some of them. Certainly that one before I'm sliding up. Following that, he changes it around a little bit just to change it up and add a few more of those slightly more bluesy notes. And to do that, we're going 12, 13, 14, 15th fret, again on the D string. And we're starting to do some similar things there around the 15th, 14th and 12th fret. So we've got that going, but rather than hitting the harmonic on that D string, we're going to go up to the 15th. So what did I do there? 15th, 14th, 12th, 10th, 9, 10, up to the 12th again. It's coming back to that resolve. And over that you're going to sing, if you can. On the video that I did before, what's notable I suppose is that I detuned it slightly to F sharp rather than G. So those went down semitone. And the reason for that is I just don't have the register that Nick Drake has in my voice. But for this, you'll just have to put up with me straining a little bit. What's interesting here is that the guitar line follows the vocal. So, black-eyed dog, he called at my door. A black-eyed dog, he called for more. A black-eyed dog. That's where I can't hit that note properly without going into falsetto. But you get the idea. The only other thing that's happening of note in this song, I think, that's worth picking up on is that there's something that's a bit like an instrumental going on. And just for those who aren't following, slowly, 5th, 4th, 5th, 7th, 5th, 4th, 5th. It's a really simple little riff. There's probably more going on there in the right hand than there is in the left hand, because he sort of has these ghost notes going on in the background. And then we're moving up to, so where are we? 5th, 7th, 9th. 7th, 9th, 10th, 7th and 9th. Quite syncopated. Then he does this almost like metal rundown, starting at the 12th, 10th, 9th, 7th, and back into the main riff. So and you can do that actually on the D string alone if you want. So I was just opening up. Again, it's kind of like a metal trick. Open bottom string and then I think what's really important here is trying to get that feel as well. He almost swings when he's coming into this bit. Okay, so if we put that together. And then we're back into the beginning. Great song to play. Tragic song in itself, but just a beautiful song to play. Good luck with it.